It's
found votes is one.
Well, they were saying that 315,000 early votes lacked the poll workers' signatures.
We don't dispute the allegation.
Right. So if that's true, they admit that 315,000 votes lacked poll workers' signatures, and they were counted in 2020. I don't think that's legal. Let's put that into perplexity. Is that legal? Like, if that's true, is that legal? And should those votes have counted? So, because here's where it gets crazy. Trump lost to Biden in Georgia by, I think it was 11,000 votes.
Yeah, I read though that they'd already done a hand count of these votes because this has been disputed for the last 5 years. You know.
So what does that mean? They did a hand count of the votes. The thing is, it doesn't have the poll signature, right?
I'm just saying that's separate from the polls. I don't even know what that means.
But what the accusation, at least, is that 315,000 lacked. So put the tweet up again so we can read the accusation. It says 315,000 early votes that lacked poll workers' signatures. So, yeah, a poll worker is supposed to sign every one of them, right?
I was trying to read into what this means. There's something like each day when they use the machine, they have to like zero out the machine to make sure it's starting at 0. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the day, you got to sign off on what it says. So someone counted them or something like that. And they don't have evidence because there wasn't anything being signed that these even started at 0. They could have had their sample tally still on there from their practicing the machines to make sure they counted right. There's a lot of discrepancies on what that could have meant. I think it's a chain of custody issue. I don't know, again, what that means specifically to this particular
So
case.
it could mean many things. And one of the things that it could mean is that 315,000 early votes were bullshit.
They also don't know who voted for who in those 315,000
Right.
votes.
I bet if we tallied those up.
That's right. I think I was reading into these tweets. Some people were like, this is nonsense because they've already gone back and counted them all. But people are fighting with those people.
The problem is when you ask Trump about it, like when I had him on the podcast, I'm like, you think they stole the 2020 election? Like, tell me what's the evidence?
He didn't.
Well, he might not have remembered. He might have just said, "Tell me what they did," and had somebody work on it, and then they told him, and then he starts talking about it, but he didn't really go in depth about it. I don't know, but he didn't have a satisfactory answer.
No, he didn't. I was hoping he did.
I was hoping he did too.
I was hoping that he would have said they stole it through, propaganda and shit, or what happened in those years.
Certainly,
and instead it was just down to he thought
meddling,
voter fraud and which I'm sure there was some, but it was you could have had an argument with what happened in 2020 and leading up to it.
Yeah, you could definitely have a thing where you see with the FBI and the Twitter files and all that shit with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Yeah, but he didn't even bring that up.
Yeah, I should have brought that up. Georgia officials and complaints agree that failing to obtain required poll worker signatures on the tabulator tapes for roughly 315,000 early vote ballots in Fulton County was a violation of Georgia election procedure law, i.e. it was not done in compliance with the statute. That does not automatically mean individual voters did anything wrong or that their ballots are criminally illegal, but it does mean the county's certification process for those votes did not follow the state legal requirements. So those are not supposed to have been counted? Is that what they're saying?